Hey everyone, how are you? How are you? I am having a book discussion about A Deeper Love Inside by Sister Souljah, um, the Portia Santiago story, and it is billed as the sequel to The Coldest Winter Ever. And I say that is not true. This book, I am a great fan of The Coldest Winter Ever. One of the biggest fans. And this book is not a sequel. It is the story of Portia Santiago. Well, let me explain if you don't know already. The book written by Sister Souljah, The Coldest Winter Ever, I think it came out in, let's say, the year 2000. Yeah. And it was a story about a young girl living, I think she was in New York City, and her father was a drug dealer, a big time drug dealer. And it was a family of 4 sisters. Winter was the oldest, then Portia, and then there were twins, Mercedes and Lexus. This story runs parallel to Winter's story. So The Coldest Winter Ever and A Deeper Love Inside are going on at the same time. This is Portia's side of the story as Winter was doing her thing, because they're coinciding events. Like when Mrs. Santiago died in Coldest Winter Ever. In this book, you get Portia's side of how she came to the funeral, you know, dressed and looking. So I think it is a little misleading to say The Coldest Winter is the sequel to The Coldest Winter Ever. Okay, that aside, it has been, I think, at least a decade since The Coldest Winter Ever, and while this is a poignant story, it delves into how Portia, while Winter took off, Winter was about 16 when the feds busted the house for drugs and arrested Ricky, the father, who's the drug dealer. Winter kept it moving, and she jumped from house to house, and she stayed in the street. She didn't get into the system, meaning the foster care system. She didn't get in as deep as Portia did, because I believe Portia is at least 5 to 6 years younger than Winter. Portia, her story begins in prison, not in prison, but in the foster care system, jumping in and out of foster homes, group homes, and then she becomes a juvenile delinquent and is sent to, you know, what I would call juvenile lockdown. And that's where her story picks up. In this time period, maybe 10 years between both books, Sister Souljah has grown as a person and as a writer. This book is not, as I've said, the sequel to Coldest Winter Ever. It shows Portia's story, and if you are looking for the tempo and the beat and the rhythm that Winter moved with, that moved us to identify with Winter, I'm sorry you're not going to find it in this book. You're just not going to find it. This is Portia's story, and Portia is not Winter. Ugh. I hate to say it, but I was let down by this book for that reason. I want Winter's story, Sister Souljah, and I want you to write it in Winter's voice, the voice that so had us hanging on and page turning with Winter. Winter stays the same. Winter does make appearances in this book, in this story, because the tragedy is that because of their father Ricky Santiago being arrested and sent to prison, the whole family breaks up. And the younger three are really into the foster care system. I think the twin daughters get adopted out. And so I want Winter's story. This is not it. Portia is a different person. She hustles, but it's the same. The feeling I have about this book is the same feeling I had for the other two Midnight books. I'm like, it's too, Portia becomes mellow and zen, and that's great. I love you. I'm glad you found religion, and but I want Winter's story, because even from this book, Winter ain't found no religion from sitting up in prison. Some people do, but Winter doesn't have it. And I'm wishing on a star and praying that we get Winter's story. Sister Souljah, I really want you to delve into Winter's spirit again. That brash, hot, gotta get the money, gotta get the cash. That's the sister I wanna know about. So yes, this will whet your appetite, but you will still want the Winter Santiago story. I hope this is just to tide us over while she is doing while she's getting the manuscript ready for the next book. Because Winter is still trying to hustle. She still got that spirit, and I don't want Sister Souljah to bring her out of prison and then, I think her metamorphosis is going to take a different road. I don't want her to stay the same, but you won us over with the coldest winter ever. I'm glad I got this from the library. There came a point where I stopped reading every page and just began skimming and reading very quickly, because I knew it wasn't going the way I wanted. But still, all in all, this is still a gritty novel about it does make you look into the foster care system and how the family got split apart, and how some people just have different reasons for taking in foster children. Some people think it's pure at heart, but not all the time. So she did answer those issues. I'm going to read the back. Jada Pinkett Smith says, I think Sister Souljah is an important voice in American literature, and I find her work spiritually rewarding and powerful. Sean Puffy Combs says, Sister Souljah is the #1 author of the hip-hop generation. She was a powerful and uncompromising voice for human rights. That's great. But in these last 3 Sister Souljah books in the Santiago series, everybody got zen, and I need Winter Santiago back. I want her back more than ever. I hope this was a good review. I think it was a fair review. Not too many spoilers, I don't think, but it's a good book, but it is not the sequel. Thanks. Bye.